Hi, welcome to my channel, Liminal Sovereignty. I'm Jamie, and today we will be going over the Shuffle Tarot Collection A. This is a super cool tarot deck because it has the regular 78 cards, but they have different depictions from different tarot decks. And if that sounds weird, then don't worry. I think you'll understand once we start flipping through these. It is a fun deck. The guidebook that comes with it really just shows words for each deck or each card, so it doesn't really give the reasoning behind the changing of the cards, which is okay because I feel like that just allows the person who's reading the tarot deck more liberation to have their own expression of what the card means, and that makes it a little bit more fun. I will of course leave a link in the description box below to let you know where I got this card deck. This was made by Matt Horonumbo, and the artwork, I'm probably gonna butcher this, so please forgive me. The artwork is from Umsin Fapant and two other illustrators. It's fun. It's gonna be, they also come with like a little certificate to give you a number as to how which one of these. So I feel like this is a limited edition. What's also interesting is that it comes with a Pamela Coleman Smith card, which, if you know, Pamela Coleman Smith is one of the, no, she is the original illustrator of the Waite deck, which is really cool. Here we have her with a couple of cards spread in front of her. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to show these cards, but then I will also show, through editing, I will show you what the regular Waite deck looks like, so that hopefully you're not too confused. But if you are a seasoned tarot card reader, I think this will be a lot of fun and perhaps interesting for you to use this deck in your spreads. Let's go ahead and dive in and see what we got. All right, starting off with the Fool. And in the Fool, with the shuffle, we have the Empress with the swan that's usually in the illustration. This could mean that parenthood is something new, a new undertaking, a new beginning. You should approach it with a zest and not with, you really just don't know what's going to happen. All first-time parents learn that. The Magician with the characters from The Judgment. That's interesting. This could mean that whatever outcome happens, you can still manifest things. Just because there's judgment does not mean it's the end. Here we have the High Priestess with the character from the Chariot, and he looks like he's stepping on a broken spoke from the Chariot card. Perhaps this means that there's a halt towards your intuition, or it could mean that you're not going anywhere as far as your internal growth. I don't know. Here we have the Empress with the character from the Hanged Man. And he's upside down on this couch. Perhaps this perspective gives him an enlightenment, because we still have the wheat, and he looks like he's thinking or looking up into the clouds. the Emperor card here, and it is the character from the Fool. This is the Fool character. Perhaps the Fool has gained a sense of self-actualization here. He's looking off to the distance, still holding on to the rose, and here his dog is just calmly waiting for instructions. The Hierophant with the Temperance character. Now, the Hierophant is a leader, a religious leader, and we see that there's still a glow here on this angel. But Temperance is alchemizing, and maybe once they've let go of this cup, they've turned to stone. Perhaps, yeah, there's a lot of connotation with that. Here we have the Lovers, but instead of an angel here, we have the Devil. And we know these characters are from the Devil card because they have tails. Perhaps this is saying that your love is an addiction, or you have an addiction to a person. The Chariot with the character from the Star, and she's pouring water. There's water behind her, but she's pouring water, and the Sphinx are drinking the water. Perhaps this is saying, make sure before you go on any path that is star-led, you are well hydrated. Here we have the Strength card, but the characters from the Tower, Major Arcana. And this is the outcome one would expect to be with a lion. But the Tower is a card that is destruction. But here, at least, these people have survived. And what I would take away from this card is that strength, you're gonna get hurt. Luckily, you have a companion, and you must still have strength. There is no infinity sign here, so this doesn't seem like it's going to happen over and over. This seems like something that happens one-off. Survive it, you'll be strong. We have the Hierophant card here with the character from the World, and she's looking down with a light. Perhaps there is an end to this solitude, or because the world is usually an ending. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune with the characters of the Death card. Perhaps this is telling you your fortune is running out. Or live your life like there's no tomorrow. The Justice card with the character of the High Priestess. And instead of scales, she's holding the Torah, which she has. And usually one hand is hidden, but here she has a sword like the Justice card. This is the card, the Hanged Man, but the character from the Strength card. And we know this because she's wearing white and she's got a belt of roses, and also the Lemniscate, which is the infinity sign. She seems to be taking this like a champ. And as we know that because she is the embodiment of strength, perhaps this is saying this path of enlightenment, you will be strong. And I would assume that the butterflies is the air sign, It's a thought process that you have strength in that will lead you to enlightenment. The Death card with the character from the sun. And we have sunflowers. Don't look at death as something sad. That's something that leads to new beginnings, which is a good thing. Temperance card with the characters from the Lover. And we know that because we see this angel that is depicted in the Lover's card and the two people. And here she looks like he's eating off the palm of her hand, and it's the apple of knowledge. And they are alchemizing this information. Here we have the snake. Maybe this is the path out of Eden. And that is what they've chosen. Here we have the Hierophant on the Devil card. Now, this is interesting because we have the acolytes from the Hierophant in chains with this religious leader over them, but they're bonded, in bondage. Perhaps this is saying don't let any beliefs hold you down. Perhaps further investigation is needed. Here we have the Tower card with the characters from the Wheel of Fortune. And here we have the four, not cardinal, not mutable, four fixed signs, still writing down what's happening, but we have the Anubis and the Sphinx falling off the tower, the Wheel of Fortune. This could also be your time is running out. Let me know what you think these cards mean. It'd be nice to have like a collaborative, exchange as to what these ideas could possibly mean. We have the Star card with the character from the Hermit card. And he looks like he's bathing, relaxing in this water, which could be taking time away for yourself, but also taking care of yourself. We have the Moon card with the depiction of the Magician. And in the water, we usually see a crab coming out, but here the suits of the Pentacles, Cups, and Swords are left behind while he's walking with the wand. This is a card of reflection, reflecting on what you're manifesting, reflecting on your passions. The Sun card with the character of the Hierophant. Now this is and he's on the ram. But does that ram look like a statue? It kind of does to me. But he seems happy. Perhaps this is a happy card, but you're leading yourself to happiness. Here we have the Judgment card with the characters of the Moon. Reflect on where you're going. And lastly, for the Major Arcana, we have the World card with the Justice character. She doesn't have her sword, but maybe this is the end of some kind of battle, the end of a choice that needs to be made that will lead to a ending. Okay. Here we have the wands, the suit of wands. And in this suit, we see that the wand is in the water, which is very similar to the Ace of Cups. That's what it reminds me of. And isn't it interesting how this, because this wand is in the water, perhaps it's being nurtured. It's nurturing this wand so that way it's completely full of fruit, which is not what the wands usually has. So it's the wand's cup with the imagery of the Ace of Cups. Here we have the Two of Wands, and this is from the Cups as well, but they seem happy, and they're crossing these wands or tapping them together instead of the cups. In the Two of Wands, usually we see somebody holding onto a globe overlooking the water or a realm. Here we have the Three of Wands, but it looks like we have the characters from the Three of Cups, and they are overlooking the ocean and the water. Here we have the Four of Wands, and like the cups, he's not accepting this wand, but he does look like he's built a shelter with the wands. Here we have the Five of Wands, but what we see here is the Five of Swords. And here he's holding onto a hammer. And here we see what looks like a broken up ship. So similar, it invokes similar feelings as the Five of Swords, but this is the Five of Wands. Here we have the Six of Wands, but it is showing the Six of Swords in this picture. Yeah, the Six of Swords. Here's the Seven of Wands, but we see the Seven of Pentacles. He looks like the character from the Seven of Pentacles. But he's kind of dressed like the person from the Seven of Swords. That's interesting. Here we have the Eight of Wands, but it looks like the depiction of the Eight of Swords with the female over a puddles. Now this is interesting because the wands are burning. Here we have the Nine of Wands, but it looks like the Nine of Pentacles because it's usually somebody holding a bird. Now, this character could be the person, I don't know. This looks like it could be the character in the Nine of Swords. Here we have the Ten of Wands, looking like the Ten of Cups. So What's really nice about this card just makes me feel like to achieve all of this, it's a burden sometimes on the male figure of the family, but there is passion and there's purity and there's love. So the burden perhaps doesn't seem so heavy. Here we have the Page of Wands, and he's holding up this wand wrong. He looks like he's holding it up like the Page of Pentacles, but he is dressed in the wands. Here we have the Knight of Wands, and he looks like he's moving pretty fast, as though he's the Knight of Swords. But since this is a shuffle, I'm going to assume that it's really fast. These trees look really slanted. Yeah, they look really slanted, like in the Knight of Swords. And the birds, like in the Knight of Swords. So moving fast. Queen of Wands, but she looks like she's being depicted like the Queen of Cups. And we know that because of the water. We know she's the Queen of Wands because it says so, but also she has this typical sunflower with the cat. Here we have the King of Wands, and also looks like the King of Cups with the water, the fish right here. But this is the King of Wands within the water. Here we have the Ace of Cups, and in this Ace of Cups, it kind of looks like the scenery from the Ace of Swords. These rocks with the water. The Two of Cups, and it looks like the Two of Wands with the water looking over the distance. Interesting that one of the cups is spilled over. The Three of Cups is a depiction of a heart that has had 3 knives through it, and they're collecting the blood into the cups. That's interesting. So this is like the swords in the Three of Cups. This is the Four of Cups, but in this figure we see it, this is reminiscent of the Four of Swords. The person is dressed like the person in the Four of Cups, yeah. Here we have the Five of Cups, but the characters we see are from like the Five of Pentacles. This is interesting that these cups are tied to this person's ankles. They are not letting go. I don't know. Interesting. Here we have the Six of Cups. That looks like the character from the Six of Pentacles. He's dropped, instead of giving money to people, it looks like he's dropping money into the cups. And here we have Purity. Well, yeah, it looks like the Six of Cups, which has the white flowers. Here we have the Seven of Cups, which is the choices, but the character is dressed like the Seven of Wands, which is somebody on a hill. It's interesting. He looks like he's holding this up at like a trophy, like he's won, and then everybody else on the bottom is also holding up their prizes. This is the Eight of Cups, but it looks like the Eight of Pentacles. And this kind of looks like the Queen's chalice. The Queen's, yeah, chalice without its lid. Interesting. This person does not look happy, like the person who we would assume is the person in the Eight of Cups. The Nine of Cups. This is the person from the Pentacles, and they're drinking themselves into a stupor. So this is the Nine of Cups, which is usually somebody sitting down in front of this. Interesting. The Ten of Cups with the Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles illustration. And yeah, this looks like a happy card, like the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups are usually happy tens, and then the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords are usually the not so happy tens. And here we have the Page of Cups. Now, yes, this is how it's supposed to be, but you can tell by the background this is supposed to be the Wands, and he is admiring his wand when he's looking up at it. Here we have the Knight of Cups and also wand scenery. So usually the Knight of Cups looks like he's just strolling, and here it looks like he's taking a little bit more action. So maybe the love is having a little bit more oomph. We have the Queen of Cups, but she is illustrated in the Queen of Swords chair and scenery. This is the King of Cups, but he is illustrated in the Pentacles. He's stepping on a bull. The scenery is the King of Pentacles. Here we have the Ace of Swords. Now, this Ace of Swords is like the Pentacles. The scenery, you can tell by the scenery, it's supposed to be the Pentacles. It's interesting that the sword is lying flat, not being held upright. And here we have the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords, but it looks like it's illustrating the depiction of the Two of Wands. She is blindfolded and she's holding on to the knife the wrong way, and she's also bleeding. That's interesting. The Three of Swords, and here we have the person who's usually collaborating with this is the architect or the artist that's usually collaborating, but the swords are on the ground. So I'm thinking Pentacles, yeah. Here we have the Four of Swords, and we're seeing the illustration from the Four of Wands. Here we have the Five of Swords, but we're seeing the illustration of the person with the Five of Cups. He's not looking down, he's looking over off into the distance. Perhaps he's made a plan with the swords. Makes you think maybe revenge. I don't know. Obviously, that's just my interpretation. That's what it looks like to me. The Six of Swords looks like the scene from the Six of Wands. The Seven of Swords looks like the scene from the Seven of Cups. The Eight of Swords looks like the scene from the Eight of Wands. And I don't know if you can tell, there's like a body right there on the corner. That's interesting. Yeah, you don't want to be around when swords are flying or harsh words are being thrown. All right, the Nine of Swords looks like the person from the Nine of Cups. And then here we have the 10 of Swords with depicting the person from the 10 of Wands. They're still standing, but they have blood dripping everywhere. That is quite the burden. And here we have the Page of Swords looking like the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups has this stance, but we see the Page of Swords holding it. See, here's another sword being like, looks like it's being handed. And in this picture, I think this is the Knight of Pentacles holding up. This person doesn't particularly look happy either. That's interesting. The Queen of Swords illustrated as the Queen of Pentacles. Also, then the sword is down. Oof. This person does not look happy. This king, who is the King of Swords, but he is being illustrated by the King of Wands. That's what the outside looks like. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and this pentacle looks like it's falling into this person's hand, but the background illustrates the wands, the Ace of Wands. And here we have the Two of Pentacles, but this scene is from the Two of Swords. This looks like a happy card. This is the Three of Pentacles, but the picture that we see here looks like from the Three of Cups. And I don't know about you, but these pentacles looks like they're cut in thirds, so everything is equal. I feel like equality here. This is the Four of Pentacles, and what I see here is the people from the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Pentacles usually depicts miserly behavior, as in keeping all the money to yourself. And if you see, this person seems to be boasting, the male. And the male does have the passion. And this could be lilies, but if you see, like, the lilies look dead. And at her feet is passion. Her crown is on the floor. Interesting. Here we have the Five of Pentacles, and the illustration is that of the Five of Pentacles. But we have 1, 2, 3. We have 5 characters here, so I'm guessing the Five of Wands. Here we have the Six of Pentacles, but it looks like the background scenery looks like the Six of Cups. Maybe this is the boy and the girl as they got older, offering maybe to their child. I don't know. Here we have the Seven of Pentacles. That looks like the Seven of Swords. He's trying to take this, but he's leaving a trail behind. The Eight of Pentacles looks like the 8, right? This person is wearing the 8 of Pentacles, but the scene looks like the 8 of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles looks like the scene from the Nine of Swords. Yeah. All of these, most of these are broken. The 10 of Pentacles, which is, these are the characters, because we see the dog on the 10 of Pentacles, but the background in this heavy darkness looks like the 10 of Swords. And then here we have the Page of Pentacles, which looks like the Page of Swords with the air, the stance. the Knight of Pentacles. This looks like the horse in the Knight of Cups. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles. But the way we're looking straight on her and the seating is like the Queen of Wands. And then here we have the King of Pentacles, but he's sitting on the throne of the King of Swords. Boy, that was interesting, and I hope you liked it. I definitely enjoyed it. Please tell me what you think these cards mean, or if you agree with, my thoughts. I hope to see you soon, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. It'll help us out to grow further.